regrets. I've had a few. But then how long have you been there for? It's Sunday and I've had the week from hell. Just about everything that could go wrong has gone wrong this week. So in today's video, I'm going to show you all the bad choices I've made this week and how to express regret for what I've done. Okay, so before we go any further, I'm just going to explain what a regret is. It's a feeling of sadness or disappointment over something that you did or failed to do. However, before we start, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel by clicking below so that you don't miss out on any of our great videos. But anywho, let's get on with the video and let me first of all take you back to where it all started to go wrong.
Babes, aren't you going to put any cream on?
Cream? No. The sun's not that strong anyway. Oh, I regret staying out in the sun. The most important thing to remember when using the verb to regret, and a mistake that I often see in my classroom, is to remember that the verb that comes after regret always takes the ing form. Or the gerund for all you language geeks out there. People will often not pronounce the G on the ing part of the verb. In. Stay in. Regret staying. I regret staying out in the sun. Other forms of this structure that I could have said in relation to the video are: I regret not putting on sunscreen. I regret not listening to my girlfriend. I'm only coming out if you promise not to laugh.
I promise.
What do you think? Right, go on, go.
Hold on.
Why? What?
Aren't you going to try it on?
Why? I'm an adult. I know my body. I know what size I am. Come on. I should have tried it on first. This is made up of the verb should, the verb have, and the relevant past participle. Its negative form is constructed by putting not in between should and have, and that's normally contracted in written and spoken English to form a shouldn't. A big pronunciation feature to watch out for here is that the have is often reduced to just a sound in spoken English. That's the same in its negative form as well. The have takes a sound. Tried. Tried. Should have tried. I should have tried it on first. Other examples of this structure that I could have used for the video are: I should have gone to the changing rooms. I shouldn't have ignored my sister.
See, look at this. We're stuck here now. We're cold. We've run out of fuel.
I know.
Aren't you going to fill up?
Why?
Because we've nearly run out.
Everybody knows you get 50 miles after the red light. If I'd have listened to Tessa, we wouldn't have broken down. Oh, what time is it? What time is it? What time? Oh no! See you in the morning, innit?
Aren't you going to set an alarm?
No. My body clock never fails me. No! I'd have woken up on time if I'd set an alarm. So, the dreaded third conditional. Now, this can often be a little bit confusing, so I'm going to take it slow for you guys. It's constructed of two clauses. In the first clause, we have if plus the past perfect. Now that's had plus the past participle. And the second clause is would, have, and the past participle. Now you've seen two examples with the third conditional, and the eagle-eyed viewers of you out there would have noticed that you can actually invert the two clauses. That means to change them around. You can actually switch it so the would have part comes first. And this doesn't actually change the meaning of the phrase. However, the clause that comes first usually carries a little bit more emphasis. So key pronunciation features here include the have in the would have clause being reduced to just a like in should have. Interestingly as well, the I had and the I would, despite being different structures, are actually contracted in natural speech to produce a I'd sound. And this would be the same for any pronoun you use. So you had or you would be pronounced you'd. But in the negative forms, these aren't contracted. Instead, what is contracted is the had not and the would not. They're reduced to hadn't and wouldn't. If I'd listened to Tessa, wouldn't her. We wouldn't have broken down. If I'd listened to Tessa, we wouldn't have broken down. Other examples of this structure that I could have used for the video are, if I'd have put more petrol in, we would have been fine. We wouldn't have argued if I hadn't been so stupid. Look, I love this bit. You
did pay the electricity bill, didn't you? What did you just throw?
Electricity bill. There you go.
We need to pay that, you know, otherwise they'll cut us off.
They ain't gonna do that. I've got human rights. If only I'd paid the electricity bill.
Have you checked the weather forecast?
No, don't need to do that. Look, I grew up in the countryside. I know how the weather works, thanks. I wish I'd checked the weather forecast. Okay, so it's obvious that these are two different structures. However, I've put them together because they share similar features. The main feature that they both share is that after the phrase, you have to use the past perfect. As previously discussed, that's had plus the relevant past participle, which again, like I explained in the third conditional, I had is reduced in natural speech to I'd. Okay, and a final pronunciation feature is, while I wish is pronounced as it's read, I wish, there's no difference there, if only has a slight pronunciation issue. When it's naturally said, the F in if actually jumps to the beginning of only to form a if only. It's not if only, it's if only, if only. Again, the technical term for all you language geeks out there is catenation, where one letter sound jumps to the beginning of the next word. Paid. I'd paid. If only I'd paid the electricity bill. Checked. I checked. I wish I'd checked the weather forecast. Other examples of this structure that I could have used for the videos are, if only I'd washed my clothes the day before. I wish I hadn't thrown away the electricity bill. Okay, and finally, just to summarise, here's a recap of all the expressions covered in today's video. So there you go, 5 really useful ways to describe wishing that you did something or wishing you didn't. As I mentioned before, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, as well as like and share it everywhere, and comment below with topics that you'd like to see covered in future videos. So there you go, that's a wrap. Thanks for taking the time to watch. It's been really great to see you guys again, and I'll see you next time for more language fun. See you later.